At a press conference in New York City. Ryan Garcia and Rollies are the headliners. Then we have Teofimo Lopez versus Arnold Barboza and Haney versus Jose Ramirez. What do you think about just Turkey putting that in the middle of Times Square for the public? What's your thoughts on that?
Man, it's crazy and it's different. It's definitely different. Uh, he was talking about putting fights in Alcatraz and Empire and in Paris at the Eiffel Tower, things like that. So, and he did mention the Times Square in that same sentence, and he started off with Times Square. So, I think it's exciting. I think it's been time to make boxing exciting, and we've been doing that over the years. You know, with the YouTuber boxing and just more people coming to the sport. And I think he's gonna revamp the sport of boxing.
Man, that's what I'm talking about. So tell me, uh, who you favor in the Teofimo Lopez and Arnold Barboza fight?
Teofimo, but I favor him. But Teo be having his off days, man. He just like you just never know what you're gonna get with this guy.
Right,
You
right.
never know what you're gonna get with this guy. This guy is I feel like he's maybe gone more to the marketing side of the character versus being the best fighter inside the ring character.
Mm.
That makes sense. And then when it comes to the in the ring performance, it's subpar or just think mentally he just I wouldn't say he's not there mentally. I just think mentally he isn't as strong as he likes to portray himself. He likes to portray himself very strong by being in tune with himself and all this. And maybe he is, but I think it can be a gimmick to overcompensate for his insecurities.
Mm. Do you feel like he's citing himself out, like trying to make him believe?
Yeah, he's trying to make himself and the people believe because I don't think that he believes it.
Mm. Mm. I talked to Regis earlier. He was saying that it just seems to me that he's talking about money, 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 like he's just looking for a payday at this moment in time. Do you feel like that's what the case could be, or do you really feel like he could beat all these guys that he says he can,
I
including
don't think
Crawford?
I don't think he can. I do think I've heard him talk more about the money, 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 and you know, when you go through a divorce or I don't know his situation, uh, what I be hearing, money can be on the low end, and then that's what you focus on. So then you just start that marketing gimmick to just raise your profile. I understand sometimes it could be exciting for boxing, but you gotta be able to back it up too inside the ring. And I'm not sure if he can do both. I'm not sure he can do both.
Mm. Big take, big take. A lot of antics. You're right. That takes a lot of energy away. I ain't gonna
Yeah.
lie either. Um. Wow. Yeah, man. He's been trying to figure out what route as far as Boots Ennis next. Then, do you feel like that's a good fight, or do you feel like that's way too much? You've been in there with both of them.
Mm, all fights is good. It's not a. All fights are good. I think styles make fights, regardless if somebody's undefeated or not. Regardless if uh somebody ain't 100% there. I think styles make fights. And I think there's two situations. The styles can make the fight, or sometimes the drama behind the fight can make the fight. And I think he can bring both of those equations, and the uncertainty is what brings the curiosity in the fans that would like to know because there's so much uncertainty with him.
Big facts. Big facts. We had Richardson Hitchens step into the press conference as well. Really adamant of trying to get that fight. You've been in the ring with both of them, man. What do you think about that fight? Is that a good stylistic matchup? Who would you favor?
Stylistically, I would favor Hitchens. I don't think it would be an entertaining fight just because I don't think Hitchens is a very entertaining fighter. He got a great jab, and that's how he kind of keeps his opponents at bay, basically just with that jab. Uh, but entertaining, no. Who do I favor? Hitchens.
Mm. You think his mental could carry him the win at the end?
Um, who's mental?
Richardson being able to stay behind that jab and move the way he liked to move.
Yeah, he can stick it from round 1 to round 12 with the jab, and I think he would get the decision.
A lot of people keep saying that Teofimo Lopez does good with southpaws, but then you fight him southpaw the whole time around. Do you feel like he is because your game plan you stuck it from round 1 to 12 a southpaw? So your game plan must have been that he's not going to be ready for it, or he's not good for it, not good at it.
You know what? I'm just way better fighter when I fight a greater opponent. And I knew that he does great with southpaws. And I had this conversation right after the fight. I kind of released it to some interviews. Like, I knew he does better with southpaws, so why would I even switch and do that as a southpaw? Because if he's better with southpaws and I switch southpaw, I'm gonna be even better.
Mm, mm,
And that
mm.
was kind of was the mindset. I'm gonna be even better.
I like this, man.
This is who he does great against. Well, let's see how great he can do against me as a southpaw.
Mm. Tell me, what's your thoughts on Devin Haney versus Jose Ramirez?
What's my thoughts on that? It'll be interesting to see, how Devin bounces back uh, in a fight after the Garcia fight. To see how he responds, how his body is. So I can't really give no details on that, but like I said, after that fight, taking some type of punishment like that, I do believe affects you. So we'll see how the effects are
Mm.
when he goes against Ramirez.
I like that. Do you feel like it's a perfect fight leading into the rematch with Devin and Ryan?
I think it's a good fight. Him picking Ramirez was a smart move. A guy. Is this Ramirez's first fight at 147?
Yes, it is.
So he's fighting another opponent that's moving up to 147 just like him. Not somebody who's really settled at 147 yet. Uh, a guy who's been contemplating about retirement and being done with the sport. And I don't think Ramirez really has it in him anymore to continue fighting. I just think he wanted another payday, another good check before he really takes off. And I think they knew that. So I think they picked the right opponent to kind of look good. Maybe somebody who's not going to come with that same hunger and energy. And, a good name as well. Former world champion, Olympian. Definitely a good name on the resume.
Yeah, I like how you put that for sure. Now, getting into the main event on that card, Ryan and Rolly. What's your thoughts on it, first of all?
Shoot. Uh,
When's the press conference?
when's the press conference?
Yeah, like when's they just had it yesterday, but I was like, when's the next? Did you see it though? Like a lot of people were saying it wasn't entertaining. Like Tio had to carry it. What's your thoughts on it?
I did watch it, and I did see that part. They wasn't really talking crazy smack. It was just a bit subtle, and Teofimo kept butting in to try to make entertain. Oh, y'all boring, this, and that. So again, him trying to grab all the attention. I think he's been doing that for a while, just trying to attach his name to anything that is popping at the moment, just for him to get the attention. Uh, but I think it will be a good fight. Them both they both got power in their hands, but I think Rolly's way too slow. Way too slow. He shows his punches way too much, and I think Ryan will catch him with that left hook.
Tell me, did you ever think at this moment of time, knowing, all the adversity that, Rolly had to go through, that he would be main eventing and having Devin and Ramirez and Teofimo Lopez on his undercard?
No, I didn't think that. But whoever's behind Rolly, or whoever decided that Ryan Garcia and Rolly was going to be the main event, which I don't know, but can't be mad at the game. Can't be mad at how it is or how it's played. You just gotta play it as well. Play the game.
100%.